All right, welcome back to Denoised. It's time for our weekly roundup. A lot of Nano Banana updates to talk about.
Joey, you're back in town. Time for the AI roundup. Hee-haw!
Let's get into it. All right. Hello, Addy. I'm back in person.
High five, dude. You did it.
we can physically interact with each other.
LA is not that big of a town after all.
The traffic would beg to differ, as I spent 30 minutes waiting to make a left turn. All right. So, big news this week. Mm-hmm. Nano Banana 2, but it's technically called Nano Banana Pro. Well, technically called Gemini 3 or something, but everyone knows it by Nano Banana. And they're calling it Pro.
Interesting naming convention, which we'll get into.
All right, so biggest updates. Well, for one, you can now do 4K resolution outputs, which the only other model that I know of on that par is Seedream.
Seedream 4K,
yep. Which has been great, and just having that extra resolution.
I've been testing those two side by side.
Yeah. You notice anything off the bat?
I mean, look, viewers, let's just face it. We got the best image generation model to date, and we're going to talk about it today. I'm super excited.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing, just crazy diagrams and text.
Okay.
Is on next level. And I've seen cases of people giving it like research papers.
Yeah.
And being like, make a diagram explaining this.
No
and
way.
It's like, and then makes a diagram.
So it has a reasoning model built into
I mean,
it.
it's built because also the other update from Google this week was Gemini 3 came out.
Right.
And so you have under the hood, these multimodal models. So it's not just a denoising image model. It is understanding the world and turning it into an image.
Yeah. And it's got probably a lot of LLM engineering built into it, and it's plugging directly into the logic from Gemini.
Yeah, I mean, also right here in their blog post with Gemini's 3 advanced reasoning, Nano Banana Pro doesn't just create beautiful images, it also helps you create more helpful content. So yeah, it's using it under the hood to understand.
I saw a crazy example where somebody took Gundam, the action figure toys.
Yeah.
And said, give me this as like an assembly, like a toy thing on those little sprockets.
Oh. Okay.
And it did it. It just like disassembled it in each parts and components.
Yeah. Accurate diagrams, make a flow chart. Here, this one, make a recipe, a chai recipe. Yeah. And it's like images, text. The text is rendered super crisp and clear. It's accurate. It's not gibberish.
It's so versatile.
Yeah.
However, I was just testing what I know and love, which is film and TV applications. And even then, it outshined Nano Banana 1 significantly.
Oh, yeah. What things did you see when you were testing it?
Do you want to get into the
let me just run through the other thing.
Yeah.
So let's see. Text. I mean, text is a big update. Also, character consistency has improved, and we'll probably talk about that more with the film applications. Elements. So you could do elements before where you give it a couple images and kind of it makes whatever you want. Now you could give it up to 14 images. And it says, now Banana Pro, you can blend more elements, use up to 14 images, and maintain the consistency and resemblance of up to 5 people. Mm-hmm. So 5 characters it could handle and understand and be consistent, which is also the fact that they have that number and are clear, it's 5 people. It should perform well with consistency with 5 people.
Yeah, and I would say that's an understatement. Some of the examples that I've seen online, you're looking at 10 plus people. So imagine you and your family of 10, you put everybody's photos in there and say, put Addy in the middle, this person on the left, this person on, it'll just, just make it.
It's crazy. Yeah. And then obviously reframing and spatial understanding. And that's where I tested it too, of just giving it an image and being reframe here, reframe there, which it was Nano Banana Original was good at before. It's now even better. And
absolutely.
More consistent, more accurate. And I've got some tests too that I'll run through.
I'd love to see your tests. Yeah. I think spatial understanding of 3D environments without being a 3D model, or I don't actually know how it's architected under the hood.
Yeah.
But it has almost good enough spatial understanding to be world accurate, as far as units go, maybe.
Yeah. And I mean, as we talk about, these are all leading to world models that
physical AI
understand the world and can accurately reproduce and recreate and behave in it.
I'm going to say your line today, okay?
Yeah, what?
All things lead to robots.
All roads lead to robots. So you did some tests and you did Whiplash test. So what's this test we're looking at?
Yeah. So I just picked one of my favorite movies of all time, Whiplash. And, J.K. Simmons' most well-known role, I would say. So I took the iconic frame of J.K. Simmons at the Opera House. And then I wanted to do a background swap. it sounds really easy to do and most models can do it, but really it's in the fine details and the subtleness of how well it does. So my prompt specifically asks for relighting in a cloudy environment. So on the top right, I have the Seedream example. On the bottom left, I have Nano Banana 1. And then bottom right, I have Nano Banana Pro. Now, J.K. Simmons, like me, is a bald guy. And as bald guys, we have usually a hotspot where the light hits us, right? We're like a giant chrome ball, if you will, HDR map. So when you light somebody from a direct light source to an indirect light source, that hotspot should go away.
Right.
And that doesn't happen in Nano Banana 1 or Seedream. However, in the Pro, as you can see here, he's being lit by like a very diffuse light source, aka clouds.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. The Seedream, it got the environment, but the lighting looks pretty similar to the lighting from the original, where he's backlit, very warm, harsh lighting. The glare is on his head.
Yeah.
Nano Banana 1, a little softer, but also his face was warped a little bit, so it's also not as consistent. And then, Nano Banana Pro just nailed it. Like, his pose, his face is exactly the same, but the glare on his head is gone. The lighting feels like it's an overcast cloud lighting.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a natively 2K model and can output up to 4K, I think that just intrinsically helps with small details. And
it sees more. It has more resolution.
To our eyes, we just pick up on that stuff so much more. And to us, we feel that it's more authentic.
Yeah. This is a good side-by-side test.
Okay.
All right, next one. I got another image.
All right. So I was trying to invoke a little bit of the cantina from space, from Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah. So like a cowboy saloon space style. And I was like, okay, what would it do with all the reflective materials in there, like the symbol? How about the bandmates in the back? And I just want to see how this will perform a style change or style transfer.
It makes this entire scene a space sci-fi opera without changing the two actors. In the foreground, alter the instruments to be more sci-fi, but keep him in the same place.
Yeah.
Do not alter actor poses or camera perspective, only relight them. Cool. This is moody, indoor, and dark.
Yep. So I'm going to just skip to Nano Banana 1. Did a decent enough job, but then the symbol has this like weird electricity across it.
Yeah.
And the stuff in the foreground doesn't really match the background. Like the lighting kind of matches. It's not really relit. Whereas with Nano Banana Pro, it took a whole different approach to lighting. It completely relit the whole thing. Everybody has this purple tinge to them. The reflections on the symbols are so accurate. Even put a little bit of an outfit change on J.K. Simmons, which I didn't ask for, but it
gave him a little robo flare.
Yeah, and like a little padded, like a Judge Dredd type-esque outfit.
Yeah, he is the Judge Dredd of band directors.
Yeah, and again, it's just so much more realistic. Like, it doesn't have the neon accents that Seedream has up top.
Yeah,
you know,
it added a synth pad too, because you said change the instruments, make it more futuristic.
Right. Yeah. So again, very impressive tests. And then let's go to the last one. Okay, so this is Miles Teller's love interest. I forget her name. Look, I just wanted to now try the visual prompting here. So I use Freepik, and then you could see my examples. I wanted her to be in a Starbucks, in a barista outfit, with the espresso machine in front of her. But I didn't want to change the pose. I didn't want to change the sort of the moody pose that she has. I wanted to keep the original intent. And guess what? Nano Banana 1 completely changed it. So she is in a different camera perspective, different framing, and slightly different face.
She's not behind a bar. Yeah, her face changed a bit. She looks a bit more serious.
And Nano Banana Pro kept that ambiguous mood to her. And, you know, it's very sort of, what am I feeling? It's a little complex. And yet everything around her changed so realistically. Like you have the syrup bottles in the back, the espresso machine is spot on.
I'm trying to look at the menu too, because like also the text on the menu, and I'm not even sure if I can't read it because just the image you saved is lower resolution, or because it does not look like the normal gibberish that you would get from like AI outputs. It looks like actual font. That's just, I can't read it because it's like out of focus.
Yeah, I didn't give it Starbucks reference images. You just
said Starbucks. Right. Yeah.
The other thing here that
logo is accurate.
That you'll notice is she's also relit correctly. I think the relighting stuff is really just impresses me more than anything else, just because that's such a hard problem to solve in the world of VFX.
Yeah. I mean, it did keep the same window motivation because we see the same light on the espresso machine, light on her face. That feels consistent.
Yeah, I mean, like 6 months ago, we were looking at Nano Banana 1 outputs, and we were thinking, boy, that is so realistic. And now you have the Pro output next to the original, and you're like, that's just so much better.
Yeah. I will say, and I've seen some other examples of this. There is like a little like 2% difference on her because here it's like her lip is like a little agape and, it looks a little bit more longing. And then in the output, it closed her mouth, made it a little bit more serious.
Right. So it is reinterpreting her and regenerating her. But the fact that it could get to like a 98% close.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
let's talk about little details here.
Right.
Yeah, this is a good test. So one of the issues I've had with Nano Banana or just any model that has spatial understanding is if I want to get a reverse angle. So like I have a shot of something and I'm trying to storyboard or just something else and be like, hey, give me the reverse angle of this. And I'm asking for the camera. I'm using film lingo, but I want the camera to do a 180 and show me the other side of the scene.
Okay.
And I have a lot of trouble. I've had a lot of trouble with that off and on. Sometimes it gets it, sometimes it doesn't. And then this one was the original image. This one was one where the test still did not work well. I wanted a reverse angle like over the dad's shoulder. So we're looking at the children's book.
Sure.
And in this case, it kind of just gave me the same. It moved the dad.
Same angle.
The same angle. Right. So this one didn't work as well. And maybe if I tweak the prompt, it would work better.
Or if you switch to visual prompting, perhaps, like place camera here.
Perhaps too. And also Freepik introduced a new camera, a 3D camera feature where it sort of turns the image into a block and you could reposition your cube. Saw that. And I'm guessing it uses that as an input. Yeah, I'm guessing that's an extension of Nano Banana's API that they're just API, or maybe it's one of those things they realize like if you map an image to a cube and rotate the cube and you give that as an input, it understands it. That's maybe smart. They figured that out. Yeah, sure. My theory. Okay. We can get Joaquin back on. Joaquin's like, you're so wrong once again. So this one, I said, show me a reverse angle over the shoulder, looking at the line of patrons in the movie theater. And it got pretty close, but I mean, it didn't get me over the shoulder in the sense of I was thinking like dirty over the shoulder so that it would be partly in frame, but it flipped it, her shirt, that same pattern, the hair is still in a ponytail. It still has the same little purple markings on her shoulder. And it's like, looks like the opposite image of the movie theater. I'm just impressed by the sheer number of people it generated because as you get, as you exceed like 3 or 4 people, AI tends to just mess up the rest of them. Yeah, they're all relatively sharp. I did say looking at the line of patrons in the movie theater and there's a big crowd of people. That's definitely a line. So then I modified the prompt a little bit and I said, over the shoulder, but the woman's shoulder should be right frame and we're looking over her left shoulder and it's like kind of partly in frame. And then it nailed it. Nailed it. Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah. So this has been the most successful model for posters. Like who asked for that? I mean, it's just whatever. That's crazy. Isn't its like big vacuum of its world understanding? I'm curious what it's like. Looks kind of like what movies are those? Kind of looks like the Hulk. I think we're just looking into the Matrix at this point. Like it's a simulation. These are just movies that play in the latent space. Yeah. In the theater. You're never going to get stuck there. You're going to just keep watching them in loops. Also, I'm sure AMC would love to see a movie theater this crowded. Oh, ouch. Yeah, after they did the Nicole Kidman thing. I don't know if that'll happen again. Yeah, they should all be protesting that they want the full 30-second Nicole Kidman spot back. Yeah, so that was my quick test with it. And you need to have a pretty specific prompt of what you want, but that's been the most successful test out of any of the models to be like, give me reverse angles of something in space. And what we talked about is because it naturally has a really good spatial understanding of spaces. What's the Google World model that we covered a few months back? Oh, Genie. Genie. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's some Genie guts in there. In the bottle? In the bottle? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, good question. Yeah. I mean, I imagine that, these are all eventually heading towards just being one thing. Super world model, create anything that understands everything. I mean, I think architecture-wise, it'll still be a separate block, like the whole diffusion model thing is a separate block from the LLM, but how it's API'd and interacts with the rest of the world, it'll just be one giant black box. Gemini 3 or Gemini 5, by the time it gets there, will have a thing of Genie in there, a thing of Nano Banana in there, and a thing of whatever in there. And this will also just be in other products. Like, I mean, we know about Nano Banana and we talk about it and stuff, but like most just regular Google users, these are built into like now Notebook LM's upgraded. So if anyone used that, Gemini 3 is powering it and Nano Banana images. Right. They wouldn't know under the hood.
They don't care.
If they're using Google Slides and they want to make an image, let's be like, wow, these images look way better or something. Nano Banana is powering it, but it's built into the suite, so you wouldn't know. This is that paper diagram where this person copied the text from a paper and then just told it to like make a diagram, and it made a whiteboard.
Even looks like a real whiteboard
diagram of
That's crazy.
Yeah. These are some other. This is a roundup from Google. One shot an entire detailed menu without a single spelling mistake for a Nano Banana fictional restaurant with little illustrations.
That kind of looks like the Islands menu.
Could
a little decorative and fun.
Scientific diagrams. This one was fun. A flow chart for how to toast bread. Make it as wacky and over the top and complicated as possible.
Oh, love it.
It just looks,
Yeah, like who would have time to do this in real life?
It's like you could take your jokes and memes to the next level.
Amazing. Joey, I was just thinking about like the AI race.
Yeah.
And all the $1 trillion companies, and OpenAI is just kind of falling behind at the moment.
Sora 2 came out like a month ago, and you're like,
dude,
sleeping on that.
Step it up.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, because, for a while, ChatGPT image was, before Nano Banana, they were like really good with
the image generator.
With world understanding, being able to make very specific modifications.
And reference insertions and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's still good. It just has that
AI sheen.
Very synthetic look. And, the stuff out of Nano Banana is just looking photorealistic.
I heard that when you upload like a photo, like if I wanted to put Joey in a ChatGPT generation and I take a photo of you, upload it in there, it'll intentionally not generate you 100% just to avoid deep fake stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like just naturally dialing it down.
Yeah. And I don't know what the safety features or limitations are with Nano Banana Pro, because I have seen people say, they've made images, of Trump and Elon Musk and celebrities, that look photorealistic. Obviously, it is not really them.
Yeah.
I don't know what the limit is of censorship of what you can make within Nano Banana Pro.
I mean, like a company as safe as Google, like they've obviously navigated through a lot of legal hurdles over AI over the last few years. I wouldn't think they would make a bad move. Like it's a very calculated thing that they're doing.
They're not like a startup that's like, we need to like build up a...
they're not Higgsfield, right?
We need to be edgy to make a name for ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, the other thing too, and I haven't really seen anyone post about this, is the pricing. So there is a bit of a different pricing as of right now. So regular Nano Banana, you make an image, it is about 4 cents an image, 0.039.
Yeah.
Nano Banana Pro, 4K, 30 cents an image.
Yes.
So about 10x.
I saw my credits just go.
Also Freepik and a lot of the other AI aggregators, they're all kind of running unlimited generations with Nano Banana Pro for the week.
Okay.
So you could use that there. Freepik's unlimited model has added a lot of asterisks.
Yes. We talked about this a couple episodes back.
Even more so now, I think. And I haven't dug into it, but I think Nano Banana they cut down on too.
Okay.
They're sure some
trimming the fat.
I'm sure some people were taking advantage of that, especially if you have something like Manus, like an agentic browser or something.
Yeah.
Keep churning away. So I'm sure there was abuse of that. But for now, Nano Banana Unlimited for a week, except also you can only generate one at a time.
Yes.
Because in Freepik, I like to crank it up to like 4 or 8. Yeah. Just give me all the options. But with that one, they're just like, no, just one. Do one and wait. This is cool. The one thing that, I feel like it's on par, probably better at some things than Seedream. But the one thing that Seedream does that I still haven't seen anyone else do is that batch generation in the same
noise seed. And
I'm wondering if they'll eventually do something like that too, or if you're like, I need to create a couple of images out of the same realm and get even more consistency. Or they might say like, what's the point? Because like our reference images are super accurate. Just keep the reference image consistent and the outputs will be pretty consistent.
When I was looking at your movie theater example, the reverse shots, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, yes, it did reframe, but the people are completely different. So if it was the same seed and the same prompt, potentially when you go from over the shoulder to the straight on, that it's the same number of people.
In their defense, it was a reprompt from the original image. I didn't take this image and modify it and say reframe.
Oh, gotcha.
It was your source image was the same.
You re-rolled it.
I just changed the prompt, same reference image, and ran it twice.
Sure.
So, in their defense, it was not. I did not try to reframe this image.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, new paper model. No, it's a full model because you could use it now for Meta. Sam 3D. This one I've been seeing going around a lot.
I like the name. Very easy to remember.
I know it stands for something.
Don't ruin it for me.
Okay. Anyways, Sam, give it an image.
Mm-hmm.
It will extract objects or people. There's 2 different models for that, and turn it into a full 3D model that apparently looks very, very, very good.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, just like a year or 2 ago, we were lucky to get image to a single 3D object done. Like if you have like this roller coaster thing, each of the cars would be like a single image, and then you would put it all together in a 3D environment yourself. And now it's giving you all of that in one shot. So then you export it into Blender or Unreal or whatnot, and you're off to the races.
Yeah. Look, I'm looking at this picnic thing, this food image, and then just like every individual piece of food turned into an object that's 3D.
Yeah, this is in I think one of the last frontiers of generative AI is going to be 3D. Like we everything that we do in 3D today, right? Not just the modeling and the texturing, but also rigging, optimizing meshes.
It looks like the people are also rigged too.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, it is placing a basic skeletal rig in there. Mm-hmm. So I take that back. I was going to say those things are coming. But
they're here.
They're here.
I mean, this makes sense this is really impressive and cool for Meta, but also makes sense for them since I don't think they have, they're still pushing the metaverse.
100%.
And this is like, oh, hey, how can we make things more 3D faster?
Yeah.
Give it existing 2D images and we turn it into 3D objects.
One of the biggest hurdles to the metaverse.
3D world, yeah.
Yeah, is just getting the world populated.
Yeah.
And if you're going to give the users the ability to make their own worlds, you can't expect those users to be 3D modelers in Blender. Like they're not going to...
Yeah, you're going to wait forever for that stuff to build out.
Exactly.
Or you're going to have to do something lo-fi like Roblox or something.
Well, even with Roblox has Roblox Studio, which is actually I tried using it. It's pretty cumbersome to put a game together. Like
really?
You can't be an average Joe and do it.
Like you got to be pretty... on a
like
Blender level-ish?
Level 5 out of 10 in Blender.
Okay.
So you got to understand meshes and rigs and stuff.
Okay. So you got to want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. And Fortnite Islands, which is the metaverse side of Fortnite where you can build your own islands, that's like a level 10 out of 10. Like you really need to be a game level designer. And so what a lot of production companies do.
Like a special version of Unreal to do that? Or is it?
Yes, they do have UEFN, Unreal Engine Fortnite, which is basically like, gosh, they're going to hate me for saying this. It's a stripped down version of the engine because a lot of the core engine features are not supported in Fortnite because the whole entire thing has to get like flattened down to a few gigabytes for it to publish. Okay. So like you can't like bring in the full photorealism of Unreal in there, like 8K textures. I mean, you can, but then you're going to go through that limit real quick. Mm-hmm. This is the complete antithesis of Roblox and Fortnite. It's like if I were to build a world in Horizon, Meta's Metaverse OS, then I'm just going to mess around with some generated photos, some generated people, put it into Sam 3D. It's going to come out rigged, and then I just dial in the game logic with Llama or whatever other engine they have. Yeah.
Or, I mean, Llama's been a bit slow. But imagine like, taking the, this blended with something like Google's Genie and Gemini.
Right.
Because that was the other thing with Gemini 3. It was a big improvement in coding, vibe coding, all that stuff, building out full interfaces. Yeah. But in a gaming world, where it's like, if you had this Sam 3 and it builds out all the objects in your world, and then something like Gemini, hey, I wanted this game to exist, and then it builds all the interaction with your 3D objects or something.
Crazy.
Vibe 3D gaming.
Vibe gamer. Yeah.
And then last one, Marble from WorldLabs just launched. So WorldLabs has sort of been in beta papers for a bit, and we've talked about. I've had videos on the channel. We've talked about them before, but basically, you could give it an image or a text prompt, and it makes a very small navigatable 3D world, but enough where you can move around a bit and all of your objects are there. If you move around too far, it kind of falls apart. But now they're actually released the full product. It's called Marble. And a lot of, all roads lead to robots and gaming. Obviously, understanding the world from that case. But, for our sense, their launch video was like a virtual production showcase. So like they generated the worlds on a wall, had actors interacting with them. This is what we've talked about of like,
Yes.
you could, don't have to have a huge VAD budget. You could generate your world and get enough where you could have reverse angles, some parallax, some camera movement.
Yeah.
And generate your scene.
What a good use
right
case to go after to showcase. It's a sexy one with the volume and everything.
Yeah, and you can see it on the wall. You can actually have people there. You can have interactive lighting. You could export the scenes you generate as Gaussian splats or as rigged models. Bring it in Unreal. So a lot of use cases there, a lot of applications, and so it's cool that it's finally out in as a public product.
How is the resolution or sort of the poly count, if you will? I mean, Sam 3D, from what I just saw, looked pretty good. And I don't know if this is maybe as good as that.
I mean, it's tough to tell too, because some of these demos are more in the game world.
Yeah,
so they look stylized.
Yeah.
They look like, and there is also an editor too. You can edit the things that generate. So that's cool. You can give it an input image. You can do text to 3D.
I mean, if you're building, let's say, like Grand Theft Auto for the metaverse, right? And you just need miles and miles of city blocks, restaurants, arcades, whatnot. What better way to do it than just let an AI agent go at it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that has to be like a kind of like the Genie thing. This feels like an extended use case of the House of David breakdown that we had.
Oh yeah.
Where they were talking about it was a battle scene, it was desert, and they were just sort of generating 2D plates on the fly, on a wall and shooting with that.
Right.
This is like the next step after that.
Yeah.
Something where you could actually move around a little bit interactive. They have some camera, have some parallax, have a more consistent environment, but you're drastically cutting your VAD time down. And
that's the whole promise of Unreal, is you get the game interactivity with the photorealism needed for cinema.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it just takes a lot of time to build an Unreal Engine scene. This is, it depends on the project. It depends what you're doing. It depends on the project. But if this makes, having more locations accessible for smaller budget productions, great option.
Exactly. Like you want to pull that Unreal lever when it's absolutely necessary to spend $100,000 on that scene.
Yeah.
But if it's a shot of 5-10 seconds long, you can get away with this.
Or a vertical short.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, good place to wrap it up.
Awesome.
Links for everything talked about at denoisedpodcast.com.
All right, y'all. So thank you again for our support on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. We have some new commenters. I hope you guys don't mind if we shout you out. We just love all of the comments, and some of them are feedback, which is great too. We need it. We have MS Sharp 16, Peter Kinde 77579, and Misha Beloy. Thank you for your comments. Hope to see you on the next video.
Yeah, you need to stop talking over me.
I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So
it's not Addy's fault. The Riverside delay sometimes happens, but now we're here in person, so we shouldn't have it as much crosstalk.
It is a little bit my fault. For some reason, my internet sucks.
That is, it is the internet service provider issue.
I live in a part of LA where they don't have fiber optic. It's just too old school.
Got to get Starlink,
or just move houses, just so we don't have latency.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you in the next episode.